I think the biggest strength that this team has is that we have so many players that are, great leaders in different ways. I know that Ross and I have been pleasantly surprised with the amount of people that have stepped up in different moments, held themselves accountable, have taken on a leadership role. And I think for the amount, we have, if I'm remembering correctly, I believe we have 19 underclassmen between our freshman and sophomore class, which is a huge majority of the team. And so having the upperclassmen that we do that naturally are leaders in their own right, and then also like pushing themselves to step up even more in a leadership role is going to be huge. It's hard to win, I think, sometimes with a young team if you don't have players like that can do that and fill those roles. We have several players that lead by example. We have vocal leaders, and I think we have like a huge group of players that could all be great in different ways and have really helped them with their transition into either maybe seeing more minutes on the field or just coming in as freshmen to, college experience and all of that. And I think if we're going to be successful this year, we really need all of them to step up. Whether they're wearing the captain armband or not, we're going to rely on a whole group of them to actually be captains and leaders and doing all of that. Having somebody like Maggie back, obviously skill-wise, talent-wise on the field, but also the leadership that she naturally brings, not only with being in that position, but who she is as a person is definitely, it's massive. I don't know that I've been in a program necessarily where you have somebody who has that experience and naturally is just a leader, like right off the bat with how she's been handling things, like how she reached out to me initially and like the conversations we had from there. And that's huge. I think she's somebody that a lot of younger players are definitely already leaning on, and especially the goalkeepers. It's huge to have two freshmen in there with somebody that's coming back with her experience that can really kind of like learn under her for this season, and the experience that I'm sure they're just going to get from her. Just watching her and just the way she kind of like goes about everything is going to be very instrumental in their own growth and development. I can't say enough about her as a player, and I'm really excited for that she decided to come back and use her last season of eligibility. And, I think it's going to be really important for this season, just with having several new players, 10 new freshmen, having a leader like that that's been through it, that's seen the success, been to the national championship, seen the team grow, and kind of has that new expectation of this is where we're at and this is where we need to continue to build from, is incredibly important. And I know she's going to have a huge role both on and off the field with this team this year. Anaya is definitely somebody that's come up a lot in conversations with just how she is, and she's actually volunteering for us this fall. So having her there, I think, is going to be really great. It's really exciting to have the depth that we do, because I think there's other players too, some other freshmen that could fill into those positions that have a lot of different people and a lot of different classes to learn from. We still have some things to work out for sure. But it seems like the chemistry back there already is going pretty well. And again, like we just need to make sure that we have some vocal leaders back there, not just kind of Maggie who's stepping up vocally, but we need them to do that as well. And that's definitely going to be a huge point of emphasis, is making sure that we're being more vocal as a whole. And I think, again, Maya has already stepped into that pretty well, but just continuing to build that and grow that is going to be important for our success. Coach Ross and I have both been really excited by the amount of depth that we have in every position, but especially like back there. It's not a position that typically you sub as much as maybe center mids or forwards, but knowing that there's several players ready to step up in any instance that we're all confident in is really, really exciting. Having players like Kenzie, Jamie, Cece coming back, who all have, significant amounts of experience in minutes and just like who they are as players and leaders is huge. All three of them, along with Abby Meneses, who's coming back for her senior year in there, just having that experience is something that we really need, especially centrally. We're definitely going to rely on some of those four that we've already talked about to do that. We have a lot of talent coming in, or that maybe like the sophomore class, going from freshman to sophomore, who are definitely, you're going to be seen featured in there this year. We have a lot of depth centrally. We have players that, again, have already stepped up. There's a lot to name. I'd probably forget some if I started to do that, but yeah, so I'm really excited about the potential and having those 4 players that have seen significant minutes in there, and having those freshmen and sophomores to kind of learn from is huge for us. And I think our rotation is going to be a little bit more in there centrally this fall, and that way we can keep legs fresher and make sure that we're applying the pressure and letting teams feel our presence centrally. We definitely have returners up top that are juniors and seniors that provide that experience. Sid Shank, Maggie Farah, Carol, they all have really been, they're learning a different way. So it's taking time to adjust for sure. We definitely need some people to break out a little bit more this year, but I think, we have them. We have some freshmen coming in that are maybe playing a little bit out of position, but kind of fit naturally into a winger role. You have obviously Molly and Alexis Sassauer that are coming back, at the wing, but we also have some other players and freshmen that are maybe could develop into that role. It's really great to have people that are just hungry to get out there and see what roles they can step into moving forward. Both Ross and I have been really energized by the team's attitude and mentality approaching the season. It's been obviously very short. We're still feeling each other out. Obviously, they're getting used to us and what our tendencies are as a coach, what we're looking for. And we're obviously still really figuring out who fits well where. But overall, I think we have a really, really great group. Everybody within our department, the parents have all been incredibly welcoming, and it's really made for a lot smoother of a transition than I honestly expected, which has been awesome. And it's been really uplifting and just great to be a part of a program that I think is just really excited to get going. And we seem to have some similar ideas of philosophy and what we want this program to look like, which obviously makes that a lot easier. And I'm just really excited to see where it all takes us. And again, I think there's a lot of things here that with the support from everybody involved, that has made our job a lot easier to focus on what we really need to focus on to take this team to the next level.